Gene, your latest Washington Post column is entitled, "What Has the President Been Smocking?" You write in part, "No collusion," Trump claimed once again in his Monday tweets. No, Mueller has not tipped his hand to reveal all the evidence he might have on a full-fledged plot between Trump's campaign and Vladimir Putin's government. But given how tight-lipped the Mueller team has been, it is ridiculous for anyone to assert with confidence that no such evidence exists. We know Mueller is looking into the Trump Organization's business dealings with Russians who have close links to the Kremlin. We know he is looking into potential obstruction of justice by the president. And now we know for the first time that prosecutors have directly implicated Trump in a federal crime. It may be a bit premature to start chanting, "Lock him up," but stay tuned. And I guess that ultimately points to these poll numbers as well, Gene, because people are beginning to see what they see, and it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good at all. I mean, you don't have to really step back very far to kind of take a look at what we already know. We already know the president's implicated in ordering 2 felony offenses, and that's on tape. So we're pretty sure that happened. We know that there were all these contacts. It all comes back to Russia. This raft of contacts between people in the Trump campaign and people who represented or claimed to represent the Russian government. We know all this was happening at a time when the president is trying to make potentially hundreds of millions of dollars on a Trump tower in Moscow. We have this this pretty clear picture of astounding corruption and criminality by this president and his circle, including his son and his son-in-law, and it doesn't. It doesn't take much perspective, or I think much sort of political acumen, to say, gee, maybe I ought to sort of keep my powder dry on this, because this looks like it might not work out very well for the president. Yet you have all these Republicans who are astoundingly going all in on this, and I think that's going to be very bad for them. I think this whole sordid episode is very bad for the country, and it's going to come to a crescendo, and I don't think that's going to be a pretty thing for Donald Trump.
Mika, Gene just mentioned the country, and I'm kind of an outlier in most of what we've been talking about in the last few minutes. I don't think most Americans get up and look at Twitter. They don't tweet all day. They go to work all day. I think most Americans think we do too many polls. We have a poll every 15 minutes. He's up, he's down, Mueller's up, Mueller's down, things like that. But one thing is for sure. There is an exhaustion level in this country about everything that has gone on since November of 2016. And I think that's going to be the pivotal playing card going forward. And eventually, Robert Mueller, knowing a bit about Robert Mueller, as most of us do, he is going to come out with one of the greatest novels ever written. It's going to be a novel about crime and punishment, and it's going to be an extensive look at what has been going on within the Trump Organization and the Trump presidency for many months, if not years, and that's going to be a true revelation.
And at the expense of the country. We will see the damage for decades. Up next, President Trump is set to meet with Chuck and Nancy at the White House today in hopes of avoiding a partial government shutdown over the border wall. We will set the stage for that meeting next on Morning Joe.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.